Hi, I'm Sunny, and this is my podcast, Creator, Created, Creating. Short and sweet mindset shifts for intentional life creation. Examples of the power of ease. So we don't usually think of ease and peace and joy and flow and things like that as powerful, right? We don't usually think of those things as powerful things, right? We usually tend to think of really dramatic things as powerful and really uncomfortable things as really powerful. Like whether or not they hurt, there's power, there's greater power in those things. And this really relates to my whole recent episode about if you believe that value is in pain, you'll find it. If you believe that your value is in pain and painful stuff, you'll find it there. But so this relates back to that. It's that same theme. But we don't tend to think of things that feel easeful and flow and peaceful as powerful, right? But they are. They so are. But again, it comes back to you're not going to have access to experiencing that if you don't believe that. So when I believed that painful things and uncomfortable things were more powerful and more valuable and more capable to shift me into the places I wanted to be in my life, or would make me feel more worthy or whatever, then those are the kinds of experiences I created. Those are the kinds of experiences I found in the world. And those are the kinds of experiences I had more of. But as I have shifted into knowing deep in my heart and soul that the power, the extreme power of ease, the extreme power of peace, of flow, of joy, of delight, of laughter, then I've started to experience that. I've started to experience that power. I created this course a while back called Deep Rest to Manifest. It's this little mini course, and it's 6 weeks, and it's just like a 5-minute prompt a couple times once a week, and then you explore that prompt throughout the week. It was like the most easeful thing. And each week I explored a different theme for you to feel into. And I feel like that, because I always put myself through my own work first, opened me up to this whole other level of knowing the power of easeful things, knowing the extreme pivoting power of things that feel so easy and yet are and so natural to you and so obvious, but that can truly shift your experience. So I feel like that kind of opened this door to this whole other level of that ease and that flow for me, and allowed me to start to experience more of that. And at first I had to reckon with all the ways I wasn't allowing that. I wasn't allowing it to be easy because of what that would mean about me, because I had placed so much of my value in struggle and see that so much of the world values struggle on some level. So I subconsciously and unconsciously made sure that I had a lot of that built into my life. So anyway, but the more that I've shifted that and allowed that and just recognized, oh, there I'm believing, oh, there's another place I'm believing it really has to be more painful in order to be powerful. There's another place I'm believing the values and the pain and not in my peace. And so I would just recognize that, be aware of that, and shift that every time I was aware of that by just noticing, oh, there it is. The noticing was enough. There it is. And so then as I embodied that more, that started being reflected in my reality more and more and more. And so I wanted to share some examples of things, though, for your mind, so that your mind can see some examples of this in real life, so that it can actually believe that. Because your mind probably is like, wait a minute, no, everything in my life that has ever been really valuable was something that was really hard won, that was like hard to come by. Things that I experienced extreme value from, or this feeling of powerful change from, was really hard come by, hard won. So that was your experience. Of course it was. I mean, you were saturated in this world's belief that everything good is hard won. So of course that was your prior experience. And now we get to shift that experience into something new. You get to choose something new. So, but your mind needs examples of that. So I'm super excited of what kind of examples you are going to find when you start looking for yourself. But here's just a couple. Here's one that's coming to the top of my head right now, which is, so you can get a massage, right? People get massages. And you can get all kinds of different massages, and people prefer their massages in different ways. Now, some people can go to a massage and you can get one of those massages where the next day you feel like you've been beat up. Because the belief is like they're working out the kinks, like, and they're really digging in there like so hard. And the experience of the massage is actually not super enjoyable. It's actually a little bit painful and uncomfortable, but the belief is, yeah, but they're working out the deep stuff that's in there that needs to come out, and I'm going to feel better down the line or whatever. So that's the belief with that. Like, I'm going to take my pain now and it's going to benefit me. I'm going to get value out of it. So I used to believe that also. And I used to have an experience of that in body work. So any kind of body work. And same with exercise and stuff. So you can believe that, and then you can experience that, and you will get value out of that. You will experience a shift out of that because that's what you believe. It's going to be painful. It's going to hurt a little, but it's going to be great after that. But then I had experience of gentle, super delicious feeling massage that didn't cause me any pain. That didn't cause me any pain at all. It was beautiful and felt yummy and good and relaxing and just gentle. And that created enormous benefit to me without any painful digging in required. And then the next level of that was I started to do some craniosacral appointments, which if you're not familiar, like, to be honest, I'm not 100% familiar about everything that's behind that, but basically it's kind of like energy work. But my personal craniosacral appointments, I just go into her office and I lay on the table, and she does a series of holds where she's literally not moving. There's no talking. There's no movement. There's nothing. I'm just in that room laying on a table, and she's holding certain areas for up to like 20 minutes without moving. There's no doing happening, but there's doing happening on the energetic level. So that was like a whole next level of ease. Like, nothing's actually being done. Nothing's being worked or worked out, not even muscles. Like, that was a whole other level. And I cannot even tell you how deeply peaceful I am when I come out of those appointments. I cannot even tell you how much those appointments have shifted things in my life dramatically. Just in 1 hour, laying still on a table in that presence. So there's some powerful stuff going on there in the unseen, yes. But again, I could never have accessed that because I could never have believed in that from this place of believing, well, things that hurt, you got to hurt a little to get out the bad stuff and get to the good stuff. You got to hurt. Like the hurt tells you that something's getting done. There's this innate thing that we carry in our culture, like the more it hurts, the more worthwhile it is. And so we apply that to everything in our life, including some appointments like this, like body work, like it's got to hurt. And we do that to working out too. And you can do that with like working out and exercise. You can do pain equals gain, and you can experience gain from your pain. So it's real. I'm not saying that's not real. It's real. But you get to also choose, other people choose a form of exercise that feels like flow and ease, like they just love to take a walk in nature. Or they love to put on a song and dance for 5 minutes a day. Just some kind of movement that feels fun and easy. Or whatever it is that feels like ease and joy to them. And that works for them. That gives them great benefit, huge, powerful benefit that literally changes their body and their life and their emotional, mental state. So these are just a few examples, and there are so many more. So and another one is like laughter. How powerful is laughter? Like you see something funny, you can be in the darkest, deepest well of pain, and you can accidentally see something funny, or something funny comes on, or something unexpected happens, and you can go from that to just bursting out belly laughing in a second. Talk about easeful shifts. Like sometimes that doesn't happen so easy, but sometimes you'll know it. It has. Sometimes you'll just be in that spot and something will be funny and you'll just shift right out of it. So ease and joy and delight are super powerful, but they won't seem like that when you're not looking for it. When you're looking through this lens that you've had your whole life that tells you pain is valuable, uncomfortable things are powerful, discomfort is powerful, then that's what you're going to see. But when I shifted myself and started looking for more of that I find more and more of it. I find more and more of it all the time. And it just is magical and amazing how you can shift that lens so easily. But then you do have to keep shifting it because you're so practiced at the old lens. I kind of visualize it like here's your head and like here's this round lens, like an eyeglass lens, and it just comes over your face. Boop. And then you're like looking at the whole world through that lens. And so you're seeing everything through that lens. And you could just switch out that lens. Just like, oh, I'm going to switch out that lens and just swipe your hand. And then in from the right comes this other lens, another circular lens that says, oh, powerful, life-changing stuff can also feel easeful and beautiful and joyful and funny and fun. Like fun and play didn't even used to be in my vocabulary. Like that wasn't even real to me. Like I could not access fun and play. That's only a recent thing for me. And it's a result of all of those things that I did to shift myself into believing in the power of that. And I see it more and more. So I'm super excited. And I can't wait to hear any examples for you that come up and that you catch out in the world as you're beginning to change your lens and look for that. Because That's what our whole human evolution is all about. Isn't that funny? Like, it's all about making things easier. We make things easier. We come up with new inventions and we come up with new ways and we make things easier so that we can experience that, and then new experiences come into play that we then make those easier, and on and on and on and on it goes forever, from the invention of the wheel to where we are now. In a post a long time ago, I used the example of Blockbuster, right? So we used to have to like go to, if you wanted to watch a movie, you had to go get in your car, get dressed. Okay, forget that. Get dressed. Fix your hair if you cared to. Get in your car, drive to the Blockbuster, spend 2 hours going through the shelves and like inhaling other people's germs and smells and stuff. And then picking out your video and then paying for it at the counter and then driving home and then watching your 1 hour video and then having to drive back and return it. But then you probably didn't return it and it would be late and you would have late fees. And all of this was just eliminated by the invention of Netflix. And now we just click a button and the movie's on the screen playing. And things like that are happening all the time. And because we got all of that time back that we used to spend going to Blockbuster and coming home, because we got all of that time back to ourselves, new things get invented and created out of that time. Like, how amazing is that? Things like, and that's just one tiny example of how things are made easier in our world every single day. And how we get that time back and then we just create something new with it. Something new that will eventually also make easier. So, food for thought today. Just had to share that with you. And I look forward to finding out and hearing about what you discover out there in your powerful, easeful world. Thanks for joining me today. And if you'd like to find out more about me and my work, you can find me at sunnychapman.com.